Buddhism for All, The Joyful Path to Enlightenment, by Chade-Meng Tan and Soryu Forall, narrated by Austin Koo, Keong Sim, and Ajahn Sona. Homage to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and deep gratitude to His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama for giving us and this book his personal blessing. Introduction. You get 2 authors for the price of 1. Meng's story, How Buddhism Saved My Life. My name is Meng, and Buddhism saved my life. I grew up in Singapore in a Buddhist family within a Buddhist culture. I put the word Buddhist in quotes because when I was growing up, the Buddhism I encountered was little more than idol-worshipping, superstition, and elaborate funeral rites. Many of the adults around me were Buddhists their entire lives, and almost none of them had even the slightest idea what the core teachings of the Buddha were. When I was in my early teens, I started searching for the meaning of life. The adults thought I was just an uncommonly smart kid doing what uncommonly smart kids did. See, my IQ was measured at 156. I learned to read at 18 months. I taught myself computer programming at age 12, and I won my first National Programming Award at 15. So I fit the profile. However, the real reason I was searching was because I was suffering from depression. It turned out that being smart and being very good at my craft, even at a very young age, did not make me happy. Actually, it was even worse than that. I was suicidal. The only thing that kept me alive was I was too cowardly to die, but I also knew it was only a matter of time before my misery exceeded my cowardice. Yeah, not good. Something had to change. I looked everywhere for answers. I looked to science and philosophy, which were a lot of fun to learn, but did nothing to help me with my suffering. I tried to understand religion, learning about Buddhism, Taoism, Hinduism, and Christianity. The Buddhism I learned back then was Zen Buddhism, which I found mostly incomprehensible at the time with its weird, inscrutable questions, koans, such as, the sound of 2 hands is clapping. What is the sound of 1 hand? The most attractive of all my options was Christianity, which was glitzy and extremely well-funded and well-organized in Singapore. However, it did not provide me with the answers I sought. Worse, it required me to reject science and to have faith in things blindly, and I really didn't want to do that, thank you very much. The turning point came when I was 21. I was invited to a Pentecostal church. It was very different from my previous understanding of church. You see, I went to Catholic high school in Singapore, and the only reason my father sent me there was because he asked a friend who was an alumnus, and he highly recommended it. That friend later became the Prime Minister of Singapore. So, I ended up in Catholic school, and I learned the Lord's Prayer by heart and thought I knew what church service meant. But, oh boy, this was different. I found that the Pentecostal church service was not boring at all, to say the least. They had energetic music, the pastor spoke like a pro, everybody spoke in tongues, and there was a lot of crying. A lot of crying. I saw for myself how it worked. Every week, these people would come seeking relief from their emotional pain, hoping to flush it away. Whoa. Never mind that there were no answers here that made any sense to me. This was a place I could come to and cry every Sunday to flush out my pain for the week. I was impressed. The week after that, I met a Tibetan Buddhist nun, Venerable Sangye Kadro. I asked her, I went to church. I saw how they released...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?